Am I on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Like, it seems different. Am I missing something? No? Oh, okay. Well, do not pay attention to the previous credit of Hey Slingshot, because she ain't here. Is this shiny?
Yes.
Can you read the E? Okay, yeah, I thought it looked weird. We'll get it at some point. Miss Fire is on. That's better, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, it must be Friday. So, happy Valentine's Day. I got my new show book for the year. Finally. And I actually did some homework this week because I got it going on. This is all for you tonight. So, Valentine's Day, yes. Let's see, and it's kind of a Sour Patch, sweet and sour episode. Trying to get back more to when I first had my show, Hey Slingshot. It used to be way different than how that thing ended. Like a dead horse. So, okay, let's get started. I decided to do some Valentine first, right? Okay. I'm trying a new, what do I call it? Not recipe, but a new, what I called it earlier? Format, thank you. Of how to keep my show in check better. So, if you know my old show, every year I bitch and moan about this, how you go to the store and the Valentines are all trademarked. They're Superman, they're Iron Man, they're Barbie, they all got a trademark. And so, I'm taking it back to when they were actually more creative and weren't trademarked, for God's sakes. That was pretty unheard of, except I do have a couple advertising ones from like the 40s. But yeah, this is my yearly rant. And then you know what I also really like about these is, besides the fact some are somewhat violent, I'm going to start these over, right? Oh, okay, so... like you kind of see them like on the box, what you get inside, the trademark new ones, and they are so polite and so nice because Lord God forbid we offend somebody, and some of these might be sexist. In fact, I left a lot out because people would just be like, hey, why are you showing that? You're promoting that. And it's like, okay. So, and because this thing is further away than it's ever been, I need to just kind of read along and make comments on a few of these. I brought some new ones this year. So, what am I doing? My God, like I know. Hold up. Okay. And okay. Can you make them big and then I'll just like discuss? Okay, thank you. Oh, see, this is one of my all-time favorite ones. See, now I like this is like a little bit in a threatening manner, but with love, right? Like, try and give this to some kid now, and the parent would be squawking. You were just cut out to be my Valentine. See the point? As he's like, just kind of showing, you know how people rob you and they just kind of show you the gun or show you the knife? This is kind of what's going on here. Oh, this is always a family favorite of mine, though, every year. Oh, yeah, that one's cute. Let's see, what's going on with that one? Oh, I'm bound to be yours, and it's all tied up. I can hear some of my friends now, promoting that. I bet a man did that, and it's got a little mouse, so saying my Valentine. Oh, there's another. Oh, that one's definitely a favorite. You're sweet enough to eat my Valentine, and of course the flames. See, these are so much clever, I think. So, in my opinion, people have told me I should say. So it's like, odd. I get it left and right. So, you're all wet, but I love you. Oh, I love that one. Oh, thank you. I'm a Valentine for you. I'm going to see red if I can't catch up with you and be your Valentine. Oh, more knife play. Like it. I'll pin my faith to no one, so now we two shall part. I grieve to say, my dear Miss Knife, you've cut me to the heart. And he's a clothespin, if you don't know that. That's an old school wooden clothespin. And a talking knife. Which, so it's like, knives do talk, don't they? They can say so much with so little. Oh, how'd that get in there? Okay. Now we have, let's see. No, this one's a good one, I think. Except I can't find him. Oh, here he is. Oh, yeah, just a little gunplay here. I aim to please you, my Valentine. Can you imagine parents these days if there was like a gun on their kid's Valentine? The meltdown. Oh, and you know what? The lawsuit. Someone would find a way to file a lawsuit over this. Oh, wait, hold on. What's going on with oh, this is the kid with the car, right?
Yeah.
This one's super cute. Except I can't find it here. But basically what he's doing is he's running her over with his car. Now, who hasn't gotten into one of these love spats involving a car in some shape or form? It's no accident. My liking you Valentine. And he's sticking her tongue out at her while she's under the tires. These are so much more fun than Iron Man and Spider-Man ones. Oh, I love this guy. He's always been a classic also. I'd be sunk if you won't be my Valentine. So he's got a rope tied around his neck, tied to a boulder, holding a gun to his temple. We've all dated somebody that got to that point a lot of times. I'll kill ya. Is this the same first group?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Okay. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, yeah, here we go. Another one. People would melt down. Baby, I love you. Now, will you be my Valentine? As he clubs her over the head. Oh, I got one friend that would go ballistic. I should send that to her. I should send that to her in an email. Happy Valentine's Day from Miss Fire. Oh, so there will be more coming up because like I said, tonight is sweet and sour, okay? So I guess that was the one section?
Yep.
Oh, okay, thank you. Did they have all the trademark character ones when you were younger?
Mm-hmm.
See, you're a good age, because I just remember from the old style,
Yeah.
and then I just started realizing, 5-6 years ago, I was like, wait a minute, where's the random ones? And there are no random ones.
The 90s, it was all corporate branding stuff.
Is that when you think, that sounds about right. Yeah. No wonder there's a lot of things that grew up and happened in the 90s are a mess.
Mm-hmm.
as I laugh. Okay, so I don't think the 90s were especially kind in many ways. Party was over. Oh, as I laugh once again. So, that was it, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I'll ask. Okay, so, well, this week, I wasn't here last week, if anyone noticed, but I doubt it. So, one thing is, now who's dead? Well, I got two this week. And they're weird. There's some weird ones. Besides, the obvious ones, like I don't really do those. So, okay, these are all weird. Right here. Okay, now who's dead? Her name is Diane Thorne, which I never knew her name. I only knew her as Ilsa. Because you don't forget the trio of Ilsa films. So she died, she's an actress, and she died at 83 January 28th of this year. So I wasn't here last week to do it. So she's famous for mostly, oh, thank you. Now this is Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS. See, this is what I was just talking about. See, now this came out in 75. And I know for a fact I saw this on a double header at the UC Theater in Berkeley. I'm going to say early 20s because I about lived there. Cause they changed the double header every day. It was one screen, old theater. And so this would come around a couple times a year. Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, and then like part 2 of it. And then she did some other ones. She did like an X-rated Pinocchio. I'll try and figure out what's going on there. So, yeah, this is what was going on in the 70s. And it is X-rated, a different kind of X, it says in the top right corner. The most dreaded Nazi of them all. She committed crimes so terrible even the SS feared her. Well, this was a Nazi X-rated porno, but except it was like so violence film. I remember at one point I just started cracking up, like the last 20 minutes. It was so over the top. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, oh my God, too much. But the scheme of the movie is. Obviously, the SS is scared of Ilsa because she's too much even. She has a theory that women can take pain more than men. And we're the stronger sex. So I'll let you use your imagination for what's going on in this movie. But I found some really fun facts about this movie and her life. And one being, it was filmed in 9 days. This seems like your basic full-length, feature film. So it was filmed 9 days on the set of the Hogan's Hero TV show. Like, that is too much, and that even gets me going because even that TV show was crazy. So that is, it was short on a low budget. And that was like what's out there. And like, people weren't freaking out. It was a movie. We went and saw it. Okay. Sue us. So, but now she also went on, when she died, she had moved many years ago to Las Vegas. This is so weird doing this with nobody here. I could just start doing stuff. This is so weird. Oh my God, even my tack left. So, shh, don't say anything, he's back. So, but, after she hung up her, whatever you call it, you want to call it, she ran a wedding business with her husband in Las Vegas. And she became a minister, and she would marry you in an Ilsa getup. Except it wouldn't have the swastikas on it, of course. But people would pay extra for her. So don't tell me I'm the only one that likes this kind of thing. Or she would do it with just using her whip. She always had her whip with her. So she still ran that shtick, for many years afterwards. And uniting people in love. That's so warm and fuzzy. So that's who died this week. And also on top of it, this one is really bizarre. This is going on right now as I speak. And it's going on in Louisiana. I believe New Orleans. Okay, now the Hard Rock Casino in October was building a high-rise hotel. But the top 18 concrete floors collapsed in the middle of construction, right? So I forget how many people died, but since October, there are still 2 construction workers. One is fully inside. October, November, December, January. So these 2 bodies have been there 4 months. Now this is what they did with one of the guys. Because he was exposed a little bit, so the city put a blue tarp over of his body, hanging out of the building. Just your basic blue, flea market blue tarp. Washed their hands and called it a day. Well, a week or 2 ago, they had heavy winds, and guess what happened? The blue tarp flew away. So this was all on the news and in the newspaper down there, and it still looks like this. So can you show a picture of that? There it is. I don't know if you can tell, but those are, his feet hanging out since October. They say it's too unsafe to get him out yet. But it's you threw a blue tarp over him and walked away. I mean, really? No one I don't think anyone really knew this was going on until the other week. That's why it seemed like the shit really hit the fan, because it blew away, and then people walking by were like, what the hell's going on here? So what they did is they put another blue tarp over him, called it a day, and they're going to get around to it at some point next month, dealing with this. It's just, they won't release his name or the other person's name, but the poor family obviously knows. They've been notified, but this is just, in a way, sometimes that's kind of like how Louisiana is, laid back. So, wow. So, are you ready for some Valentine's, Casey?
Mm-hmm.
After those pleasantries, let's look at some Valentines. Love is in the air. Okay. Sweet and sour. Whatever that means. Oh, here we go. What's somebody doing to somebody here? Okay, that's a big umbrella, right?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what to do.
It's a hammer. There's a person sneaking up behind 2 kids under an umbrella.
Oh.
And it says, "It strikes me that I love you."
Oh, more violence. Wait, why don't I have a copy? Okay, this is very odd. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I found it. Yeah, and the kid with the hammer looks none too happy, does he?
No.
No. It's and these 2 are giving each other little Valentines. I don't even want to talk about the little puppy, Happy Valentine's Day. I love you. Here's your hammer. So, Oh, this one's just kind of funny. I'd snap you up if you said "Be my Valentine's," and I think she almost looks like she's sitting on a cactus, huh?
She is, yeah.
That is a cactus. So she's wearing a dress, sitting on a cactus. Like, I would love to know the thought process of the company that's like makes this stuff. Like, what was your process that day at work, And then the alligator's just sitting there with his mouth open waiting. Oh, nothing says love like an alligator eating you. What's this one? Oh, here's another one with a gun. He looks like he's been up for 4 or 5 days, though. I'm out hunting for a Valentine. Are you game? I love these. They're so much nicer than, I like you. Will you be my friend? Now what's going on with this kid? Oh, here, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Show me a woman a man can trust, and then he has a garbage can full of ashes. Like what? This one's mind-boggling. I'm not getting it. And once again, there's a poor puppy that's like watching its back. Oh. You strike me just right. She's looming over him with a baseball bat, and he's got a black eye. And he's like waving at her, smiling. It's like, damn right you better smile and wave at me. I kind of little kid dated when I was like 12 or 13. I just can't think of his name, but he had a perpetual black eye. He always had a black eye, and I was so in love with that black eye. He also played hockey. I think I met him at what was that, Iceland in Berkeley, the skating rink. Oh yeah, like we would get together, but then my dad would kind of be in the background. It was like little kid dating, but I was like, oh, I was off and running. I like your black eye. It was cute too. Oh, did I do that guy?
Nope, more gunplay.
Oh yeah, it is more gunplay. Thank you. I am aiming straight at your heart. Ah, be my Valentine. Oh, this kid ain't playing, and he is happy. I'll get you now. Oh. Yeah, I would love to just like, these people are long dead, but just like, if you could somehow hunt down people that design these and just like ask them, what's your thought process? Because this is just fascinating. I got a statuette like this high a couple years ago from my friend. It's so hideous. And I bought it. We were in an antique store in Clovis, and I was like, what's the thought process? Like, it was made by, like, I've seen these before. It's what are those sad dogs that always look like they're crying with the long ears?
Like a beagle?
Maybe a beagle or a basset hound. Do they look like that?
Basset hounds always look drunk and sad.
Oh, I bet that's it. Because it's a little statue. It was like 10 inches tall, definitely from like the 50s. Nicely painted. It had a gun to its head here and was holding a bottle of booze with 3 X's on it. And it didn't say anything, but it was a bank. So without her looking, I bought it for her and sent it back up to Oakland to her. She was like, damn you for sending it. She keeps it on her dresser in her bedroom. But I was like, these were like made by this company. So they had to have a meeting of like, oh, I think this is a good idea. A production meeting, for their new designs. It's like, what? I'm just fascinated on backstories when I see stuff like this. Was that the second thing?
No, there's like one or two more.
Oh, okay. And then there's a whole nother set?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Back to the love. Please be a good sport and take my heart. Well, she's putting his eye out with a gun. If you can't see that, it is firmly placed in his eye. And they're at one of those like little arcade shooting galleries. So it's someone is going to get their eyes shot out this time. This is fascinating. It seems to be a reoccurring theme. Oh, I love this one. This is one of those moving ones where there's a little tab on the back and you move them. And she's like some kind of sword swallower at the circus. Let's come to the point. Be my Valentine. And then you make that knife go in and out of her mouth. It's like, wait, what does this have to do with Valentine's? But I like it.
I think that's the last one of this set.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I don't know if anyone remembers, but a couple years ago I took a class in fire eating. And I did it okay a couple times, but then, I realized why I was having trouble with it is because of the Botox on my face. I couldn't do my mouth, the fish. You have to do the fish thing. If you notice people doing it. And I was like, oh my God. It's like, I can't do that because of this crap in my face. Oh, so I gave my fire sticks to a friend and called it a day. But that was fun. So, okay. Well, back to some sour. Now, I have noticed a lot of times people tell me on the internet, basically, shut up, bitch. You hate the police. Don't ever call them. And what's wrong with you? And they got it all wrong. So I just want to clear this up a little. Because yes, I do call the police. In fact, I called them a couple weeks ago because I was freaking out at like 1:30 in the morning. No, I don't hate the police, and I will call their ass. But the one thing I have with the police is I got a lot of problems. Well, see, people don't get that part of me because this is for the people that like to say thank you for your service because a cop went to the bathroom. They can do no wrong, The cop went grocery shopping. Thank you for your service. So this is what I talk about when sometimes I'm online talking about the police. Now, I have not specifically looked any of these up on purpose. In fact, I have so much here that I stopped halfway through because in the past 2 weeks, there's so many stories about the police department that my head was, and this just comes up in my news. I'm not looking for this. They're not from weirdo left-wing sites. These are just like, okay, let's just go. This is what I got Tuesday, these 3 stories, and then I think I'll probably be out of time, so part 2 next week, okay? So, if someone's watching right now, I just want to say modern English. You know who you are. So, okay, back to this. I don't know what's going on with this. Like I said, this is what I got Tuesday. Now, this is from the SF Chronicle, a well-known, well-regarded paper on Tuesday. Evidently, a cop named Michael Shavers, he's with the SFPD, shot at a car on his way getting his child from school on the freeway in Berkeley. So, but what does he do? He shoots randomly at a car, which I smell some road rage. He tried to say the person was being aggressive and maybe he had a gun in his hand. I think someone else was a little jacked up. But after he shoots at this car with his service revolver, he calls his wife, then he called his lawyer, Then he called his union officials, waited an hour, and then called his boss, or the SFPD. I'm not saying anything, just come to your own conclusions. He said he thought he was pointing a gun at him. And now this happened in September last year, but the Chronicle posted it Tuesday. So I'm just going by them. So the same day, KTVU, which is what I always watch in Oakland, Channel 2, because they're the only ones that comes out of Oakland, is, okay, Tuesday in Fremont, which is like 30 miles south of Oakland, Brian Watkins, he's with the Fresno CHP, he was arrested and charged of sexually assaulting a minor for the past 2 years. Okay? And they've been investigating him over a month. I was going to show his mug shot, but then I thought that might be kind of tacky, so you can look him up if you want. Once again, I didn't go looking for this. This is just news that I had Tuesday. Plimsolls. Okay, the same day, actually I have 4 stories here. This is out of the San Luis Obispo paper. Okay, this is one of my favorites. Okay, we might have to show a picture of him and his son, because I remember this story well. Because he was also on the Fresno Bee page Tuesday, I think it was. But they want me to pay to read it, so I found the article elsewhere. So this comes from our own local paper. You have your own thoughts. I'm not giving any thoughts here. CHP, ex-CHP chief, what was his name? Kyle Scarber is taking, I guess, the CHP or whoever to court. Well, his issue, you might remember him. A few years ago, him, his wife, and his daughter helped his son escape the U.S. by taking him to Acapulco, dyeing his hair, because his son was looking at over 30 years in jail for raping a girl. No, a housekeeper that was working next door to their house. So now, but this is where it gets interesting. So call the Fresno Bee if you don't like me reporting it. I'm just going off of them. So, okay, but this is what kills me about this guy. His beef is, and why he's back in the news, he's contesting his, pension. Right now, he's getting $125,000 a year, tax-free, and he's complaining about it. He pleaded no contest, which basically means I did it, that thing involving his son. So he pleaded no contest. He's still getting $125 tax-free dollars a year, and he's still bitching and moaning about it. He also was found to have used his rank to seek favors at the Fresno County Jail when his son was down in the county jail here. And instead of firing him, they let him retire and still get that money. Well, now, this is what this is what he's quoted as saying. He talked to the Sacramento Bee. This is what he's quoted as saying. This is not about money to me. It's not. It's about principles and doing the right thing. Doing the right thing in spite of adversity. Let that sink in. This is a quote from him. So, because now he's trying to claim, in the middle of all this thing where he pleaded, basically guilty to hiding his son from the cops with his wife and his daughter, he's now trying to get disability. And he's just... It's the right thing to do. So call the Fresno Bee if they're still in business, or the Sacramento Bee. I'm just going by what they said. Should I put that picture up?
Sure.
I mean, it's in the paper. Like, what's the diff? There he is, and that's his son with his dyed hair after they caught him hiding in Acapulco. I think he was there like a month or two, and then they hunted him down. But it's the right thing to do, and it's not about money, and it's not about him. Okay. The Buggles. So, I might end this a little bit early. Okay, last one. This one's a doozy. This, I don't even know where to begin with that. Okay. Granted, this happened sometime last year, but it still happened. This is actually Fresno, Channel 47, CBS reported this Tuesday. So, in Denver, Colorado, evidently, Nate Meyer, he's a police officer, was passed out drunk in his cruiser with the doors locked, engine running, and his foot on the brake. Can we get a picture of that? Now, I'm not saying nothing. Make your own conclusions here. See, they had to bust the window because he wouldn't wake up. You know why he wouldn't wake up, Casey? What? Well, okay, now here's the weird thing, and it's quite odd. Evidently, the police officers on the scene didn't feel they needed to test his blood for alcohol level or give him a test. Except, I think the first one on the scene was Deputy O'Keefe. I think he's second in command in Aurora or Denver, Colorado. Yeah, he was first on the scene. And he said there was a faint wisp of alcohol smell. Meanwhile, he slumped over in a cruiser with the engine running, and they got to bust a window. And here he is. They're trying to pull him out because he's still passed out. Okay. Here's where it gets interesting. His blood level. Okay, so now he goes to the hospital. I don't know why, because the deputy officer felt there wasn't anything weird going on here, but somehow Nate Meyer wound up going to the hospital. And so now the hospital did do a blood alcohol test on him, which turns out cannot be used in court, I found out, at least in this area. So this will never, ever go to court. And want to play a betting game on what his blood came back? I don't know where. 0.430. And he's in uniform in his cruiser at work. But nothing's going on with him because they didn't feel he needed any kind of drunk test. I got pulled over for one of those one time, like a year ago. And I was like borderline. I could tell they didn't know what to do with me, and then they let me go. But I mean, like, there was a faint whiff of alcohol, maybe, on this officer that slumped over with his engine running, that they had to break the window out at 430 level. So, and then he went on to say, well, maybe we could have done things differently. I got no opinion on this. I'm just putting that out there. Thank you for your service, Nate Meyer. And since then, Deputy O'Keefe, that's the second in charge out there that didn't feel he needed any sort of alcohol test, has since retired and called it a day. Why are they always retiring like this? They're like in the middle of something. Like, why are you walking off? I don't get it. You would think they would want to stick around and talk about, how everything's, okay and swell. So that's what's going on in Denver, Colorado. So I'm running out of time here. So I am going to have to go with part 2 next week. I already got stories lined up. I just hope I don't get any more because I get tired of writing all this. Who's ready for some Valentines? Are you Casey?
Always.
Sweet and sour. Oh, I need this for my bad eyesight. I'm just going to ask you now before I forget, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to move this screen closer to me, or would that,
We can do that.
or would that show up on the?
It might show up, but we can move the desk up closer next time.
Maybe just to try it.
Yeah.
It depends. Like if I have stuff to read, like these Valentines, because wait. Oh God! Sometimes I think I need one of those dogs to help me. Okay, so let's spread the love. What do we got? What's this one doing?
I'll feel so happy.
Oh my God! Oh my God! More pleasantries. And I am. Why am I on 2014? Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, this is just sad. I'll feel so happy if you'll be my Valentine. Oh my God, and look at that poor thing. Have you ever had veal?
No.
I never have. That is so disgusting. I don't think I've ever had duck either, because I had 2 pet ducks.
I've had duck.
Yeah?
It's alright. It's like all dark meat.
Yeah, it looks really greasy to me.
It is.
Yeah, see, my favorite part of chickens are the breast and the wings.
Right.
Especially if it's mixed up with stuff, unless it's fried. Which, give me some fried chicken. Okay. Oh my God, this one I love because more violence. I remember that used to be a saying, must I hammer it in you? I think I remember my dad or someone saying that to me a few times. Have you heard that one?
That or drive the point.
Yeah. This is, and I just love the simplicity. Like, once again, like the knife or a gun. If you just kind of show it, it speaks volumes. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, here we go. Yep. Let me take a stab at being your Valentine's. Oh, and she's ready too. This is really a theme. And I can tell like these Valentines are going from like the 20s to like the 50s or 60s, you know, with the guns and the knives. It's a thing. This is, I can't think of her name. That looks like another one of those weird moving cards. She looks so familiar, movie star. But okay, let's get to the text of it. I don't want you to be my brother. I want you to be my Valentine. Take that how you want it. That is just so bizarre, that one. Oh, you bonehead. Oh, yeah. Now, we all been called that one, haven't we? From our parents. You bonehead. I'll fade away to a skeleton unless I can be your Valentine. Oh, this poor kid is sitting on a tack. The point is, will you be my Valentine or I'll nail you yet? I love these vague threats. Pleasant yet threatening. That's how you do it. Oh God, I could say something right now, but I'm not even going to touch it. Pleasant threatening. It's too funny. Oh, that's what I got in my hair right now, that one. That's it's on my kitchen table. That one says, What does that say? Oh, I get a bang out of you with a hammer. So can you show my thing? That's my. I made it special for tonight. I want to get into hat make. I didn't know you were even going to do it like that. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I should get into hat making. I don't think there's anything like that down here. Millinery. You know, there is nothing funner than going in a millinery store, if you can find one anymore. I know they have them still down in LA, in the like garment district type thing. Oh man, those are a lot of fun. I could go crazy. You know, they have the birds, the flowers, all the stuff, and stuff you never even imagined of putting on a hat. Okay, so that is my personal Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Spreading the love. Was that all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Well, I did pretty good then. Yeah. So, okay. Am I supposed to? Okay, I'll be back next Friday at 7, and maybe we'll have the new, but
We'll see.
But yeah, there you go. That's the best way to say it. We'll see.
Yeah. No promises.
Yes, there you go. That's why I love it here. Deal with that. So I am dealing with it. So don't believe everything you see if you see Hey Slingshot. So I'll be back next Friday at 7, and thank you, Casey.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.